Of the live, talking about jealousy in a relationship, talking about jealousy in a marriage. We touched a little bit on jealousy in friendships. If you want to have a look at that, it's part 1 on my channel, so you can go ahead and look at that. But we're going to talk a little bit about being on the other side of jealousy in a relationship, when you're not the one that's feeling a little bit jealous, when you're actually the one that's on the receiving end of the jealousy from your spouse, from your significant other, your fiance. When you are met with the feeling that they are always jealous, or they are always looking out for who may be trying to steal you away, basically. There's a couple questions you may want to ask yourself. Okay, am I contributing to this feeling? Am I being a little bit too friendly, flirtatious? If that's the case, there's always ways that you can modify your behavior. I'm not saying that, go ahead and change and don't talk to the opposite sex, but what I will say is there are things that you can do that can help your relationship if it's worth it to you, and there are things that you can draw the line and say, you know what, I'm not going to do that. And you make those rules. The beautiful thing is that you decide what you're going to do in those situations. I had a chance to talk with a woman very organically. I was in a shopping store, and I was looking at clothing, and at this time I wasn't married, I was still a widow. And I was talking to a woman, and we were looking at some sort of clothing, and she began just chatting with me. And a lot of times people do, and that's all good. But she just began chatting with me, and I learned that she was newly divorced, and she had just come through a hard situation because her husband that she loved always accused her of cheating. And he said that, every time that she went out of the house and came back, he would sit in this chair and he would just kind of like stew. And then he would accuse her of being gone with someone. He would accuse her of doing things that she wasn't doing. He would accuse her of several things. And this really just broke her heart time and time. In a relationship where she wasn't being trusted, and she actually at one point began to fear for her life because he just was being overly possessive and jealous, and she had done nothing. And so while I hope that this is not your case,